What's up, fam? It's your boy Duane Howard, aka the Heart of David. Now guess what? Let's go to war. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about fear, and then we're going to transition over into the fear of failure. Let me build a foundation on what I'm going to say today. You are comprised of three different parts: your mind, your body, and your spirit. And we do not pay enough attention to the spirit. We don't. Reason being is because we're in a physical world. A lot of the things that we do is tangible. So it's so easy to forget what fuels and what powers our bodies. First things first, the spirit is its own entity that is made in God's image. The spirit knows all things, but cannot experience or inhabit the feeling of things. The spirit has no senses. Your spirit is not governed by time and space. Your body may be governed by time and space, but guess what? I'm gonna let you know today, your spirit is not governed by time and space. And another thing is that your spirit is everlasting. There's a wonderful scientist that we know named Albert Einstein, and he came up with a few laws of thermodynamics. And one of the laws says that energy cannot be created or destroyed. All it can do is move from one source over into another source. Our spirits are powerful energy that is necessary for the body to have life. So the flesh, this thing that we have right here, it must embody the spirit in order to live. Now, let's go a little deeper. What does the word embody mean? Embody is to be an expression of or give tangible or visible form to. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6. It says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid.
Do not be afraid.
Do not be afraid or terrified of them, because the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." You see, I've read that verse many times. I started to think to myself, why is he saying do not be afraid? What does it mean to be something? To be something is to embody something. And to embody something is to give tangible form to it. Is to take it in and to allow for it to govern your actions and to govern your thought patterns and to govern whatever you do. That's what it means to be something. So there's a beautiful quote I love from the late great Nelson Mandela. And the quote says, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not the one who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear." So it is okay to feel afraid, but it is not okay to allow for fear to govern your actions and to govern your thought process. You see, fear is a spirit that can be embodied. Anger is a spirit that can be embodied. Depression is a spirit that can be embodied. Anxiety is a spirit that can be embodied. When I realized that, it changed the trajectory of my life. So, another section that I want to talk about is how we live in heaven and hell right now. You see, I've been up in the clouds because when I was younger, I thought that heaven was up in the clouds. But I flew up in the clouds and I didn't find God there. I've seen pictures of people going out into space, which is to orbit. I did not see God there. So let me break down what I mean. When you are experiencing fear, worry, jealousy, comparison, it consumes you. You start to live in it. And these things just start to reoccur. And to the point where you're feeling like you're living in actual hell. How many of you have heard misery loves company? This is why I protect this spirit right here. I protect it because I understand that miserable people love to pull you into their misery with them. But guess what? Not me, baby. I'm going to protect it at all costs. Because I live in heaven on a daily basis. I experience joy. I experience love. I experience power. I experience peace. peace. I experience a sound mind. Those things are the things that consume me. And this is why I live in heaven on a day-to-day basis. And guess what? Your peace, your love, and your joy, you gotta protect it. You got to protect your peace, your love, and your joy. Do not let anybody take those things from you and allow for you to live in hell like they are living it. So guess what? It is okay to feel the emotion of fear, but when it comes, you better not act on it. Because when you act on it, now it has consumed you and you have become it. And now you will go through a recurrent cycle. Over and over and over. Knowing the dreams and the aspirations that you have for yourself, but allowing for fear to consume you and not accomplish your goal. First things first, you overcome fear with faith. Faith is the currency of the spirit. Oh man. Listen, you guys need to stomach that one. The same way that money is money make things move.
Money make things happen.
The same way that money is the currency in the physical realm, faith is the currency in the spiritual realm. So in order to overcome fear, we need faith. Why? Because fear and faith consume the same space. They take up the same space, right? So that's why when you have a dream, you have to either have, if fear consumes you, then faith goes out the window. But if faith consumes you, then you have no fear because you are bound to what you believe. But in order to continue to hold on to that faith, what are you grounded to? See, me, I'm grounded to the Father. I'm grounded to Scripture. As soon as fear started to come into my mind, the first thing I say is that He did not give me the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and of a sound mind. So fear, get out of my face because I got a sound mind. I got love. I got power. I got joy. I got peace. So guess what? You ain't going to be able to stop what I got going on. I know you're trying to stop me, but you're not going to be able to stop me. Moving into my next point. So the first thing is that you have to be grounded to something. And secondly, you have to be intentional on the information that you are taking in. Reason being is because your belief system and your faith is triggered by what you hear. How many of us feel more confident to go and accomplish something after we have studied a while, or after somebody has mentored us, or after somebody has spoken something into us? Now, because they have spoken it into us, we now have a certain belief that, okay, this is attainable. I can accomplish this. Because your faith is strengthened by what you hear. What are you taking in on a daily basis? Yes. Negativity, negative news, negative social media, negative conversations, negative people, all of those things attribute to your fear of thriving. It attributes to your fear of moving into the proper place. So I want us to be intentional on what we're taking in, not allow for anybody to destroy the dreams and the visions that we have inside of us. So let's transition over into the fear of failure. And then we're going to destroy what society has taught us that failure was. So the word success means the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. And the word failure means the omission of expected required action, the lack of success. So as long as you are progressing and moving into your purpose, you're fine. You are successful. But the moment you choose to sit back and do nothing, that's the only time you have failed. So continue walking and pressing through and learning from each and every place in your journey, because it's all a journey, guys. It's not failure, it's just a journey. Success is focusing on the next step. Even if you have a minor setback, or you bump your foot, or you bump your head on the way, it's not failure. Even if you take a few steps back, in order for you to jump over something, you have to take a few steps back to build up that momentum to leap right over it. So whenever you take those steps back, you're not experiencing failure. Whenever you fall, you're not experiencing failure unless you stay there. But if you choose to get up, I want to tell you today, failure is behind you. You are now successful. So, hey, I love you guys. Thank you for stopping in. So let's breathe in some positivity. Woo, I like that. Let's breathe out this negativity. Listen, guys, a positive word becomes a verb because the body listens to what the spirit heard. So peace be to the God.